the most delicious, crunchy bread made right at home with little to no ingredients, and you're going to absolutely love it. Let me show you how I make this bread. It has been on weekly rotation in this household. Actually, it has been on daily rotation because I've gotten into the habit of making the dough in the morning, and then I will literally let it rise all day. Sometimes I'll even pop it into the fridge if it's too risen and I'm not ready to bake it yet, and then I bake it right before dinner, and we have a fresh loaf every night, and it's been really wonderful. There's no sourdough involved because I have tried the sourdough. That's a whole sourdough thing, and it just didn't work for me. It takes too much, attention. I don't have that kind of patience. I gotta feed it. I gotta discard it. I'm not doing any of that. So this is the answer for me when I want that kind of bread, but I want to make it like literally the easiest way possible, and you're going to absolutely love it. So all you need is all-purpose flour. You don't need any fancy flours. I have shared the sort of a version of this years and years ago. So this is sort of the updated version of that. You don't need to do it overnight. You can do it a couple hours before you need to eat it, really. So you need all-purpose flour. To it, you're going to add a little bit of sugar, and you need your yeast. I get questions asked about what kind of yeast that I use all the time. I will link everything down below for you that you see in this video, including the yeast, because to me, good yeast is a game changer, but you need to store it properly. So make sure that you discard it out of the package into a container. I just use this glass jar and I store it in the fridge, and I get new yeast every 6 months. Every 6 months, I replace my leavening agents, yeast, baking powder, baking soda, to ensure that my bread is gonna rise. So you're gonna add some yeast to that, to the sugar. Give it a stir. I just use a wooden spoon. And then you're going to add some warm water. I'm going to do this in my standing mixer just for ease, but you can also do this by hand and just knead it until it comes together. It does not need to be smooth. You don't need to knead it for a super long time. You just need the dough to come together. So as I go, I'll show you what it looks like. But before it's there, I almost forgot a crucial part. Once it starts getting the flour incorporated, which you can see, my Nonna taught me to add my salt as the flour begins to get incorporated, and then just let that go until all the flour is absorbed. That looks great. It's a little bit tacky. Let me get my bench scraper onto a very lightly floured surface. Very lightly, because it's not like sticky like a batter, but it's just a little tacky. And I just like to, oh, my hands got stuck. I like to pull it together into like that, to like a little ball. I don't want to over flour. I just want it to be like that. Perfect. See that? That's beautiful. Into an oiled bowl until it rises. I like to let it rise a couple hours. I want it to be like tripled in volume, tripled in size. I have one already ready because I'm telling you, I like to do one a day. But I wanted to tell you that about half hour before you are ready to bake it, you're going to preheat your oven to 500 degrees. And you're going to take a cast iron, like a Dutch oven, an oven-safe Dutch oven. This is my old one. This is primarily for bread. It's very well loved, very well used, and it is a champ. I've had it for 12 years and I bake bread in it every single time. You're gonna pop this into the oven as well, and you're gonna wanna let the oven and the Dutch oven preheat together for 30 minutes, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, dough is ready to go. My oven's preheated. My Dutch oven was in the oven, remember, for a good half an hour. I took it out. The Dutch oven's right here. It's very, very hot, so please be very, very careful when you are working with this. You want to take a piece of parchment paper, just dump it on your flat surface, on your work surface, your counter, or whatever. This is the dough. See what it looks like? It's fluffy, it's yum, it's delicious, it's risen, it's done great things. I'm gonna pour this on here. I don't even really do anything special to it. You don't need to knead it. You don't need to do anything to it. I just use some flour to kind of pull it up into some sort of a disc shape. Dust it, taking a sharp knife. I'm just gonna score the top like so. Doesn't have to be perfect because trust me, it'll be great. Gonna have to work a little bit quick. This is well used and well loved, so don't worry. Pop it in there like so. put the lid on and pop this into the oven. The second you put this into the oven, turn the oven down to 450 and put your timer on for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, you're gonna take the lid off and you're gonna let it continue to bake for another like 7 to 10 minutes or until it's really beautiful golden brown and like crunchy. And then you're gonna let it cool completely before you serve it. Wish me luck. My bread is done. Now remember, it baked for 30 minutes covered in the pot. Took the lid off and I left it in there another 10 minutes and then I removed it from the pot immediately and just let it cool completely. It is sheer perfection. It is like a bakery bread. It's got all of the elements of bread that I love. Shake off the excess flour. That flour just gives you that lovely crust. Let it cool before you slice it, which I know before you slice it, which, listen, I know that's the hardest part. I know that, but if you don't let it cool completely, you get that gumminess, but this is perfection. Look at that. Look at this. She's beautiful. Listen, she's beautiful, okay? If I am the queen, in all things in life, okay, with all things, exercise, cooking, parenting, if I can get it done the easiest way, that's like gives me the maximum, that makes it feel like I put in the maximum amount of effort. Like this looks like it took a lot of effort because it's a beautiful like crusty loaf. It's easy, okay? The exercise, I want to do it the easiest way possible while still getting results, okay? That's how I am. So if you want delicious, beautiful food that you know you can do, you found the right place, because I'm not going to give you something that's annoying for me to make because I don't want you to make it. You know what I mean? This is perfect. This is the kind of bread that you can make. Like I said, I've been making it every single day and for good reason, because honestly, it's doable. Look at that crust. Look at it. It's just magnificent. It's bouncy. It's not dense. It is the kind of bread that you're going to have to eat the day of or stick it in the freezer. There's never any leftovers. And if there is, you just make a little bruschetta, you know? Anyway. You know? The best. My local shop buy one's $5.99 for a little loaf this big, okay? I don't think so. I ain't the one. LauraInTheKitchen.com for the written recipe. This will be your go-to bread, and I'm thrilled. You haven't told me that yet, but I know it will be. I'm thrilled about it. The recipe's over there. I will see you in the next one. Bye.